And Brother Keith, I just pressed the live button. It says we are live.
Okay, well, let's see if I can find us on this social media thing.
I already found it on mine.
I just pressed the live button. It says we are live.
Bada bing, bada boom. We are there.
I don't know how you find us so quickly on this apparatus.
But it's been literally years.
What?
It's been literally years that you have not been able to find us.
Yes, I've been looking for my way for quite a. Well, I set my reminder, so you think it would come up, but on my own feed,
if you are on
up.
out there, say hello so that we we know that you're joining us.
All right, Brad, what's up? Well, if Brad's watching the show, I guess that means that Brad's not out plowing. How are you doing, brother? You making it through this horrible winter at the keeping the Eastern Shore of Maryland accessible?
Morning, Patty.
Hey, Patty. Yeah, nice to see you, Patty.
Great to see you on.
All right. Well, I guess I'm about as ready as I'll ever be, Joel. So,
all right. Shall we start this fiasco and see how far we can spiral out of control?
Right. Grab you. Hey, Joel, I got my coffee.
I got my coffee too.
Grab a cup of coffee, sit back, relax for a half hour of just plain old enjoyable Saturday morning. We'll be right back.
Here we go.
From the Somerset Studios in Westchester, Pennsylvania, it's Smack and Jack Live with your co-hosts Keith and Joel Wenderman.
Hey,
all right, Joel, I got, before we get into this show, I've got a topic for a future show.
Yeah? What's that, Brother Keith? Because this would be a
all
first.
The work and I do, what's that? Huh?
I said this will be a first. Go ahead.
Yes, this will. Well, no, I've got a topic. I didn't mean I'm going to actually do the work for it. You've done tutorials in the past, and you haven't done tutorials lately. So every time I sign on my computer, I get online, I get a little pop-up in the corner, and they're from, I believe most of them are from YouTube.
Yeah.
Different things. I just got a bunch of different things about Harley. Must be videos or something like that. I need to know how to get them to not come up.
How to get the YouTube videos to not pop up.
Yeah, well, they're not videos so much. They're like alerts. You know, they come down in the bottom of my screen, and they're not. You know, they're all stuff that I'm interested in. But when I'm giving somebody the price on framing, let's say, they don't need to know that I can make my motorcycle even louder by buying louder mufflers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll go over that. You'll have to show me exactly what you're talking about. There are certain things you can turn on and off about that.
Yeah. So it seems to be getting worse and worse every time I, you know. And then there's like the Norton things that come up. You know, it's just really irritating. So anyway, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is another beautiful Saturday morning in southern Chester County and southern or eastern, well, Delaware County.
Yeah.
In the Delaware Valley, it is a beautiful morning.
The sun is out bright. Snow is melting just a little bit at this early hour.
Well, just enough. We don't want it to melt a whole lot because I think we're going to get a fresh coat. It's looking a little rough around the edges. We need to polish it up.
We need to freshen it up.
Yeah, I think we're going to get some more tomorrow afternoon, right before the game.
Keith, this is turning into a real winter.
It is, and I'm not happy about it.
We haven't had a real winter in years, right?
No, we haven't. I did a little bit I took 3 days off from everything this last week. First 3-day vacation I've had in a while.
And
the only thing I did was shovel. I shoveled about 4. I took a little bit of ride.
Did you go for a ride?
Yeah, actually, I went up to Shady Maple. I was looking for, I didn't even tell Linda this. I was looking for food the other day, like a dine. It was Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday. I got up and I shoveled out and everything like that. And got out. It's like, well, I'm going to drive to my diner. There's a nice diner right in town. I didn't want to go to that one. I wanted to go to one far, far away. So I started heading up 322, and I knew there was one a little bit past Honeybrook. So I drove up there, and of course they're closed. And I drove up to the Smorgasbord, which I knew they weren't going to be open, but they used to have a cafe in the IGA thing there or whatever,
right?
Which isn't there anymore. And there used to be a cafe underneath where the gift shop is underneath the Smorgasbord. That's not there anymore either.
Wow, you must have been really hungry by now.
Oh yeah, this is probably 1 o'clock in the afternoon because I get up early. I got up on Tuesday. I got up way early. It was I think about 9:30.
Nice.
Yeah. So
good day off.
Then did some shoving. So I had an appetite.
Yeah. So just to confirm, Keith, you were driving in your pickup truck, right?
Oh yeah.
You were not. Oh, okay. You're not out riding your motorcycle. Okay.
No. Oh no. I did want to, but those chains. When you put a chain on a tire, you got to let all the air out, and then you clip it and you pump it back up, and it's just so much work, and
that's a hassle on a motorcycle. Yeah.
And then you have the ski for the front. Remember those things they used to advertise on TV when we were kids? You put the little ski on the front of your motorcycle. That's just too much work for a nice little drive in the country. So what's going on today, Joel?
Well, I did want to let you know that Sophia's upstairs taking an online PSAT exam as we speak. So, wow. Do you know what that is, Keith?
It has something to do with where you're going to be in college.
Yeah.
So exactly. No, I don't know what it is.
This is the practice SATs.
Okay.
So, so I think they offered them for free online this year.
All right.
So that's nice. I'm sure she will do exceedingly well on that particular exam.
What grade is Sophia? Is she in 11th?
She's in 11th grade.
11th.
She's in 11th grade. So
time to start thinking.
Yeah, we're definitely thinking about that. Okay, so folks, it is Super Bowl weekend, and we were wondering what's everybody doing for a Super Bowl?
Thank you, Brad.
What are we doing?
Well, I'm not going to be driving in front of what's his name? What's the guy, the coach of the one team? I don't like either team. The one guy looks like a walrus, and his kids are a mess.
Andy Reid, yeah.
Right, Andy Reid. I'm not going to be driving in front of his kids any of his kids this weekend because it turns out that they're not very good drivers.
Yeah. I just saw that on the news today.
Yeah, a couple of beers, and what's the Adderall? What is Adderall?
You tell me.
I think Adderall is like if you have I don't know, if you're depressed or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, it's a sad thing.
It's sad, yeah, because there's children that one was severely injured. So
severely injured.
Yeah,
5-year-old. Now, correct me. I don't follow sports.
Thank you, Pat. I'm sorry, Patty's saying it's a drug for ADD.
Oh, okay.
The Adderall. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of a speedy drug, but still, it's a drug mixed with alcohol. It isn't a good.
And that's.
Yeah. Now, it take me back a little bit, Joel. I never liked what's his name for a bunch of reasons.
Andy Reid.
I almost think that what's this guy's name
Tom
again?
Brady.
Huh?
Andy Reid or Tom Brady?
Reid. Well, I don't like Tom Brady either. Didn't his kids weren't they involved when he was in Philly? Weren't they involved with something about guns or something like that?
Who? Andy Reid's kids?
Yeah, Andy Reid's kids. Yeah, there was something. It was, when he was in Philly, and his kids seemed to be a mess. He seemed to be a bit arrogant.
Well,
I just never liked
his one son. I don't know if it's older or younger, but he died of a drug overdose, right? Carl,
okay.
Is that true about Andy Reid? That his one son died of a drug overdose, I believe.
Okay.
So not good. Not good. So I hope everything works out well for them. So anyway, who is going to win the Super Bowl? Let's lighten things up just a little bit here, Keith. We have your choices are you probably know who was in the Super Bowl, right? It's the Kansas City Chiefs
and San Francisco,
the Tampa Bay.
Oh, Tampa Bay. Whoa.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yeah.
Okay.
So folks out there, let us know who you think is going to win. All right. And while we're doing that, Keith, give us your predictions of the Super Bowl. I wanted to go back over a couple things that have happened in the past. that we didn't get to because 2 weeks ago, your job at covering the inauguration, you were down there, so we had to talk about that.
Right. Yes.
The event for the insurrection, all those events had taken a lot of our content time.
That did take a lot more time than I expected.
Yeah. So I wanted to go over a couple posts and a couple topics that had delayed over the weeks. So let me do a screen share, Keith.
That's great.
I'm going to show you. Let's see. Let's go to this one here. All right. Thanks, you see what that is, Keith?
All right. That's the mouse carcass, I believe.
Yes. Yeah. And my friends out there, I'm going to make it just a little bit bigger for you. I posted this a few weeks ago, probably a month or so ago. So putting Christmas decorations back into the attic. Every now and then when I go into the attic, I think, well, maybe I should walk around just to see what's going on up there. And lo and behold, there is this mouse that I will tell you right now is still there because I have not touched it or done anything to it yet, but I'm going to have to get to it soon.
Now, the black area around that skeletal remain, is that just like dust, as they say, ashes to ashes, dust to dust?
That is exactly what it is.
Wow.
It has been up there that long, it has turned to dust.
Wow.
Now, I put these traps up there, and it's been a while since we really had any mouse problems, obviously. So I put them up there. I put a little peanut butter on them, and they usually just kind of sit there, and I check them, and nothing. And then lo and behold, that this poor guy got in there and obviously didn't get out. And so that's where it is. So I'm going to have to go vacuum it up, and then I'll clean it up because I do have to go clean out the bathroom vent line that's up there. And it's right near that vent line, the ceiling vent. It's all clogged with dust and everything. So I got to clean that out. Anyway,
yeah.
You know that, let's come back to this one here. Do you know that it's been over a year? Oh, let's go over here. Over a year since this.
Boy, that was a year ago, huh? No kidding.
January 24th, 2020. I should have known then that the year is going to be bad. So January 24th, 2020, this young lady who lives right across the street drove her vehicle into our property down in Collingdale. Okay. Keith, let me show you a picture of what it looks like today. That's what it looks like at this point.
Are you kidding me?
Yes.
Holy
Now, this picture was taken back in September. There has been some structural things done on the inside,
right?
That you can't see. But when I say it takes forever for this stuff to get done, it takes forever. With the insurance had to come in there.
Right,
we first had to settle it. Well, we went through the whole process of the insurance because I met with the guy the day after. Actually, the day that this happened, later on that evening, I met with the insurance adjuster, and that's when the whole thing got started. So they got to come in there and go through, assess this end. They go back and forth with the insurance company. That's settled. Had the engineer in there. We had engineering plans. It cost $8,000 for an engineer to come in there and draw up, what needs to be done and so forth. Fortunately, that was additional insurance money. But that takes time. And then now we're waiting on the final architectural plans of this one freaking little tiny building. I met with the architect back in November.
Right.
In December, he sent me one page of drawings. I was like, okay, this is great. I'll wait for your next one. So what he sent me like 3 weeks ago, he sent us another. Oh, this is what I got back in December. This was a summons. Because if you see down here in the bottom right-hand corner, Keith, I had an unsafe structure. So I had a court date because, yeah. So
this is even with the fencing around it and everything?
And all that. And, I talked to the contractor. He's like, it's not unsafe. So I had to call up the township code manager is the one who submitted this particular complaint. So, I talked to him. We talked to him. I said, look, things are happening. It's just happening very slowly. He says, well, the neighbors are complaining. They have to walk around the fence, this, that, and the other thing.
Did you say, I hope it's not the neighbor that drove into the building?
I know. I don't know why I didn't say it. You know, the neighbor who drove into my house lives right across the street. You could have given that to her.
Right.
So this was going to cost me like $400 to settle. But if I plead not guilty, send in $50 and appear in court, this, that, and everything. So we got it all ironed out. I didn't have to appear. I sent him some indicators that, you know, I sent him paperwork and plans that things are being done. It's not like we forgot about it. It's things are being done. So he used that, you know, and withdrew the summons. But that cost me $50 just to be not guilty.
Right. Yes.
Oh,
Lord.
So anyway, that's been a year. I'm hoping that soon. You know, so I talked to the contractor the other day. He said, "Yeah, I saw your email," because I sent them email. I've been calling every week. Said, I saw your email. I sent a note to the architect. He said, I need some electrical drawings here. And so the contractor is actually very good. He gets back to me right away. He's still waiting for the architect to finish up the drawings and so forth, because they have to be approved, you know, for permits, this, that, and the other thing. So it's just like on and on and on. Meanwhile, we're losing rent.
I was just going to say, this is a rental property of yours, Joel. And meanwhile, a year later, you're getting no money.
Yeah, and our insurance gives us only 3 months of rent. So they gave us 3 months of rent like 6 months ago, and that's been that. So
wow, that's something.
Yeah. So folks, if you have a car run into your building, you see it on the news all the time. You know, don't expect it to be fixed soon, right?
Yeah.
It's going to take a while.
Now, did you ever find out what happened to the person that ran in?
You know what? Apparently that was her first time offense. And there was a lady, I forget who she is, a lady from like the county who kind of oversees this department where they take like these first time offenders so that they don't, like, the rest of their life is not destroyed because of this.
Right.
So she's called me twice, just to let me kind of know what this lady has been doing. And, you know, I've been fine. I said, you know, there's nothing, I don't really have too many hard feelings.
Yeah, right.
And you know, the lady did say, well, she could write you an apology note. And I said, no, that's fine. And it's just, you know, it is kind of an eyesore. It's cost me rent, this, that, and the other thing.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm not out for having anybody's life.
She could write you an apology if this lady told her to write you an apology. That's not really an apology. That's homework.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Hey, I wonder if she had a couple of drinks and a little bit of Adderall when she was coming home.
I know. I don't have that boom boom.
Where's the shut up one? Yeah.
The shut up. Yeah. Sorry. See, Keith, that's why we need to be together. So, all right, let's move on, Keith.
Yes, let's move on.
We've had a lot of snow, ice, and we have more coming up. What do the highways put down on? What did the highway departments put down on the roads to keep the ice and snow from building up?
Around here, they put salt, and I know down in Maryland by the bay, they just put sand on the roads. Is
that true?
Brad, let's ask Brad, and I have
Brad,
seen it down there.
Are you guys putting just sand on the roads, or is it a mixture of sand and this, that, and the other thing?
I believe there are. This is a good one to bring Brad into, because I think up in the Dutch country weren't they doing something with old mash from beer? You know, throwing like organic kind of stuff.
I saw that in my research that they're using sand mixed with salt.
Okay.
Yeah. So I saw that they're using like pickle juice, you know, experimenting with all this stuff. But
brine, very good, brine. Get it?
Right. But now they're saying that you know, it's too much sugar now into the waterways. So or beet juice from the beet processing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So Keith, let's take a look at the road salt. So salt was first used to de-ice roads in the U.S. and New Hampshire in 1938. It proved to be cheap and effective, and by the winter of 41 and 42, about 5,000 tons of salt were being spread on highways nationwide. In the following decades, the use of salt as a de-icer increased exponentially. Today, an estimated 20 million tons of salt is scattered on U.S. roads annually. about 123 pounds for every American. That's a lot.
Wow.
Rock salt is used on roadways is chemically much like regular table salt and is mined from large underground deposits that formed after prehistoric oceans evaporated. Ohio, Michigan, New York, Kansas, and Louisiana all have vast salt mines. That itself is pretty amazing. So here's a picture of a salt mine. Prehistoric oceans that evaporated. Now, how long does it take for the Atlantic Ocean to
evaporate? Yeah. Wow.
Think about that, folks. That's amazing. So salt is something of a trickle time bomb for fresh water. Studies suggest that increasing concentrations we see in many places may be the result of salt spread decades ago, which reached groundwater and is only now slowly reaching the surface waters. So because that process takes time, they're not really sure exactly what the end result of all this is going to be.
Right.
Obviously, it's not been great that they're finding now. Salt can also have serious negative effects on aquatic ecosystems. A high concentration salt can be fatal to some aquatic animals.
Yeah.
Salt can also change the way the water mixes and lead to the formation of salty pockets near the bottom of lakes, creating biological dead zones. So apparently, once this salt gets into the lakes and bodies of water, it just sits on the bottom, and it sucks all the oxygen out, and plankton, any microscopic life is dying, and obviously that works its way up in a chain reaction. Fish can't feed, and this, that, and the other thing. So
I never thought about it. I always think about it going into the bay and the rivers and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, but lakes are locked, so whatever lands in there stays.
Yeah. So like any of the roads that you see around here, with all the salt and all these little tiny streams, I mean, all of that salt needs to go somewhere, and it actually gets there, right? Yes. Mm-hmm. And I think about that. All the oil you see on the road, antifreeze, coolants. Just tire. Your tires.
That's all petroleum. Yep.
Where does all rubber go?
Yeah.
It's just. It
all goes into the water.
Pretty much everything.
Yeah.
All right. Some states are. Let's go back through some of our comments here. Some states are using beet juice instead of brine. Yes, I did read that, and I think that's. Right. That particular one, residents were complaining of the smell. There is apparently an odor when they put that stuff down. Sand mixed salt. And let's back up a conversation. My parents live in an 18th century farmhouse with 18-inch thick walls. Yeah, love those houses. Car ran into their living room. It totaled the car and chipped the stucco on the house. So nice. I'm thinking the house made out better in that situation than maybe my place in Collingdale did.
That's how to build a house. You got to build that house. Someday a car is going to drive into this. I better think about the walls.
Right. That was thinking ahead, forward thinking, because back then they had someday a horse and a wagon is going to plow.
Right. They got wheels on those things now. They're going to get out of control.
They made them round. All right, let's see. That was good morning, Lynn, and Kansas City. So, Jim, you're going with Kansas City, huh? Nice.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I like the quarterback, the kid.
Yes. What's his name? Mahomes.
Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes. Yeah.
And I don't like the other guy. He's just very arrogant. He was
butter flavorings. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you think about Tom Brady and all the cheating scandals and so forth on the one side of the ball. On the other side of the ball, you have Andy Reid, who, a lot of Philadelphians still, pull for Andy. But you also have this guy named Tyreek Hill over there who doesn't have the greatest history either as far as domestic abuse and so forth. So, I'm just going to sit right in the middle. I'm going to have a fire, probably a beverage of some sort, and just watch the game. Won't root for anybody, right?
I plan on doing the same thing. I'm going to go over to my friend's house, and I think we still have a little bit of fire left, and just pick on some food, and this is supposed to be after the storm for tomorrow. It's supposed to be tomorrow's supposed to be church, storm, football game in that order. That's
in
the
that
way.
order. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if I'm lucky, I'll get a little bit of painting in upstairs in the ye old bedroom that's been how many months has it been now?
Sooner or later, the kids will be going to move out. You won't need that, but you can just use.
That's what I told Caroline. I say, just when you're ready to go to college, I will have your bedroom all done for you.
Right.
It's getting. I'm painting the molding now.
Hey, Joe.
And that is tedious.
Yeah.
Painting the molding. All right, what do we got here? The commercials. Yeah. Well,
yes,
that's a good point. Are the commercials? Do you think they're going to be like? On the same level as they have been in past years? Meaning, will they be as creative, or are people spending as much money? Who pulled out of? Was it Budweiser?
I thought Budweiser. I thought a couple of those big companies aren't going to have commercials.
They're not going to have commercials. They're going to put that money towards like COVID vaccinations or this, that, and the other thing. Which I think is a great idea.
I think it's great too.
I
mean, if you can't make a great beer, why don't you do something with all the money you're making?
I'll have you know that I just went to our old beer shop around the corner again, our favorite one we go to. I bought 2 more cases of that Budweiser Select.
And I still have not had that.
You haven't had that? It's $10.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I told the guy, I said, this is not bad beer. I've never bought this much Bud before in my entire life. But that, it has a nitro. You're supposed to turn the can over a couple times. You pour it straight up and down, gives a nice creamy head on it. $10. I can handle that. All right, I'm pulling for Tama just to stick to. That's the other thing too. I'm like, you know what? If Brady wins with the Buccaneers, that will be quite a story. It will be quite a story. So
he did it without. He did it on his own. And it would be a good send off. I mean, heck, how long has he been playing forever? What's he, 46? Is that what? 46?
Brady, I think he's 43.
43, okay.
Still,
in football, that's old. In sports, that's old.
Yeah.
What's the other guys? Like 20?
Like ancient. Mahomes is 25, maybe 24, 25. He's very young, and he should be around for the next 20 years. So hopefully. All right, Keith. If
there you go, Thomas. Joel.
What we got here? Yeah, go to the beverage warehouse down in by the new Lowe's in Brookhaven. It's what was it, $11.95 a case or something like that. So give it a try. It's worth a try for that price. So anyway, folks, if you're getting
it's not too far from you, Thomas.
Any value out of this show at all, like any value, like you said, you know what? They're right. I am going to root for the Chiefs in this Super Bowl. Or if you said, you know what, they are so right, we are not going to root for the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Smack the like button, love the love button. Leave a message. Say hello. Tell our cat to stop making like some really loud.
Yeah, it's like, is that a cat? I'm looking.
You hear that?
I don't have a cat.
I don't know what he's doing. I don't even know which one it is, but
those cats usually don't make any noise at all.
I know. Well, every now and then they can become pretty chatty, and when they make a lot of noise, I get a little concerned, like that they're about to throw up or something like that.
Right? Yeah, get them off of the carpet.
Keith, we have trivia. Are you ready for trivia?
I'm ready for trivia.
All right,
do some trivia.
This is Super Bowl weekend, so of course our trivia will have to do with the Super Bowl, and then we're going to follow that up with Super Bowl jokes. And then Keith, I think you have this day in history.
Yeah, I have a couple of them. Yeah, just a couple.
And we'll finish up with our trivia. All right, so let's go with hey, Peggy, great to see you on. Fantastic. Yes.
Is Peggy a new viewer? I don't think I've.
Yeah, Peggy is a longtime church member of Christ Church.
All right.
I'm not 100% sure if I've seen her on live before. So thanks for joining us. Yeah.
It's always great to have new company on our live show.
Yeah. Okay. So Keith, let's do our trivia here. Whoops, sorry. Where are we? Okay. All right, folks. So this is your time to type in. We have, I think we have 5 trivia questions today, 5 or 6. 5 or 6. Put in number 1. If you're going to answer these for us, we'd love for you to type in these answers here. So we have number 2, 3, 4, 5, and give us the answer that you think. All right. And then we'll come back around in a few minutes and answer these questions for you. Okay. These all pertain to particular Super Bowls. And I'm not going to read the Roman numerals because every time I try to do them, especially under pressure, I don't get them right. But anyway, this would be the only Super Bowl appearance, a 38-16 loss to the 49ers, for which Hall of Fame quarterback?
Which Super Bowl is that? That's Super Bowl 9 or 19?
I think 19. Keith, I just said I'm not going to try to read them because...
I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Hello? Anyway, was that Dan Marino, Dan Fouts, John Elway, or Jim Kelly? Okay. Moving on to our next one. Before leading his team, this is number 2. Before leading his team on a game-winning 92-yard drive, Joe Montana famously spotted what comedian in the stands while huddling with his teammates? John Candy, Eddie Murphy, Bill Murray, or Jerry Seinfeld? Okay. I know the answer to this one. Number 3. This Hall of Fame quarterback rode off into the sunset after winning MVP honors in his team's 34-19 win. Okay, so number 3. I'm sorry, Brett Favre, Steve Young, John Elway, or Troy Aikman. All right, number 4. Which receiver famously caught 9 passes for 121 yards despite playing through a severely sprained ankle and fractured fibula? Terrell Owens, Michael Irvin, John Grant, or Randy Moss? And number 5, Malcolm Butler came up with one of the biggest plays in Super Bowl history when he picked off Russell Wilson in the end zone with 26 seconds left. Which player was Wilson's intended receiver of the play? Doug Baldwin, Chris Matthews, Ricardo Lockett, or Tyler Lockett? 2 Locketts there. Okay, so let's go back over them real quick. Number 1 is the only Super Bowl appearance for which Hall of Fame quarterback?
That's 19.
Number 2, Joe Montana saw what famous comedian in the stands? And which one's this, Keith? Number 3.
31.
Which quarterback retired after winning 34-19? Which receiver famously caught 9 passes for 121 yards despite having a sprained ankle and fractured fibula? And number 5, Malcolm Butler came up with one of the biggest plays in Super Bowl history. The ball was intended for 2. All right. So, moving on, Keith.
We got some answers so far. People are
I see them up here. So, Keith, shall we do this day in history, or do you want to do jokes first?
Yeah, let's just stay in history. If I can get this back up, a couple of little things. This day in 1899, the Spanish-American War ends. I don't know what that was from. Don't know much about that. Why we were fighting the Spanish, Mexico, probably over Mexico or the border, something like that. This day in 1936, our dear friend Adolf Hitler initiates the 4th Olympic Games. He starts the fourth Olympic Games. Isn't that something? The 4th modern era of the Olympics start during all that mess.
Yeah, 1936, you said?
1936, yeah.
Wow.
1964, Paris and London agree to build a rail tunnel under the English Canal. English Channel, I'm sorry. Channel. 1964. Now, when was that finished? That was finished somewhere in the 90s, I think. Yeah. Because when I used to go over there a lot, I don't think it was quite finished yet. So
when I was there, it was finished. I didn't go through it, but some friends of ours on the trip went there.
Your school thing?
Yeah, way back in 98, I think is when 97, 98 is when I went over to Oxford, and it was finished by then.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So that's some 30 years maybe for it to. That was quite an undertaking. So, okay. What else we got, Joel?
All right. Let's move on to jokes, Keith.
All right.
We are not using the Jokepedia today, and I really, really hope that is okay with everybody, because I know that you enjoy the literature that I read on a weekly basis from the Jokepedia. All right. So let me get out of... let's see. Nice. Okay, are you ready to go, Keith, with the jokes?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just reading Patty's thing. She took the high speed. I'd love to do that. What's that, like 20 minutes from London to Paris?
I think it's from 9. I did take the high-speed train from London to Paris once. What? Wow, only 20 minutes? Is that all it took?
I don't know what it is. Something quick.
It's pretty quick there. Yeah, yeah. That's pretty amazing. Okay, Keith, what did the wide receiver say to the football?
What?
Catch you later. Okay, number 2. Why did the football go to the bank?
Why?
To get his quarterback.
Oh, very good.
Okay, now, what do you call a genius sitting in the Texas A&M student section?
What?
A visitor. All right. What do they call a drug ring in Baltimore?
A huddle.
Yes.
Oh, yeah!
All right, two more. What does a Minnesota Vikings fan do when his team has won the Super Bowl?
What?
He turns off PlayStation. All right, last one. What's the difference between a New England Patriots fan and a carp?
Carp? Like fish carp?
Yeah, carp.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I don't know.
One is a bottom-feeding scum sucker, and the other is a fish. Oh, man.
Wow, a little racy there this morning, but they were
Some of
good.
them were a little bit on the edge today, and I thought, okay. All right. So
Very good. Very good.
next week, we'll get back to the Jokepedia, which will be more,
A little bit more PG.
yes, a little bit more PG.
They
All
were
right.
good. They were good there, Joel.
Shall we get back to our trivia?
Yeah, let's do that.
We'll get through the trivia, and
We're running out of time again, Joel.
we are.
This is the quickest 45 minutes in showbiz history every Saturday morning.
Oh, amazing how this time can fly by. Let's see here. Went for the jugular this week. Yeah. Yes, we did. We pulled out all the stops on these. Love the last two jokes. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's get back to our trivia. See if I can get that onto our screen here. Okay. So number 1, Keith, number 1. This would be the only Super Bowl appearance, a 38-16 loss to 49ers for which future Hall of Fame quarterback? Keith, did you have a guess on this one?
I'm going to say Dan Marino because that's probably the only guy I know there.
You never heard of John Elway?
Yeah, but Dan Marino was in, what was he in? One of those
Probably,
silly
yeah.
movies with, I don't know.
Either The Simpsons, what's the other, Simpsons or what's that other show?
No, it was a movie. It was, that really goofy dude, and he was a private detective or whatever. It was just something silly.
Okay. All right. Let's find out here. You are correct. Dan.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, Dan Fouts, I think maybe was in one Super Bowl. John Elway did win. I think he won twice. Is that true? I can't remember. Jim Kelly was in 4 Super Bowls, and he went 0-4. Poor guy. All right. Number 2, before leading his team on a game-winning 92-yard drive, Joe Montana famously spotted what comedian in the stands while huddling with his teammates? You have a guess on that one, Keith?
No, I don't. I'd say just because I like John Candy, but I think Brad said Bill Murray. So I'm still going to go with John Candy.
All right. Let's find out here. John Candy. Keith.
All right.
You are
Well,
2 for 2 just because you're brilliant.
2 for, yeah. I should start playing the stocks or something.
This Hall of Fame quarterback rode off into the sunset after winning MVP honors in his team's 34-19 win. Any guess on this one, Keith?
I'll do John Elway.
And survey says John Elway.
Oh, my goodness. Hey.
Oh, that's so awesome. All right, we have Keith.
Yeah,
think,
before we do the next one, I think, I'm sorry, what's that, Joel?
Ace Ventura.
That's right, Ace
That's
Ventura.
one you're thinking of.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you,
Thanks, Missy. Good to see you, Miss. All right, let's go on.
Pet.
All right, so Keith, you are 3 for 3 right now.
Yeah, I just want to.
3 for 3 at this point.
Yeah, I just want to note before we go any farther. That show that's on Fox called Props and Locks.
I'm going to say no.
Well, it's a betting kind of statistical kind of thing. But anyway, I just got a text, and I'm going to be on the show tomorrow morning.
Wow, man!
Yeah, turns out I'm just as smart as those guys that do nothing but blab sports all the time. So
there you go.
Yeah. All right,
Which receiver famously caught 9 passes for 121 yards, despite playing through a severely sprained ankle and a fractured fibula? Keith, I'm going to give you a hint on this one. This was the first Super Bowl that the Eagles were in.
Okay, so I'm going to say Terrell, because Terrell was an Eagle-ite, I believe.
Okay, the answer is yes.
Oh, wow. Man.
Keith, you are 4 for 4 on this, man.
I tell you what, I'm going to have to get a girlfriend, start going to bars, watching the game, and completely ignoring her the whole time I'm there. Because, I am sports. I am 100% sports.
I am like speechless at this point. Okay, last one, Keith. Malcolm Butler came up with one of the biggest plays in Super Bowl history when he picked off Russell Wilson in the end zone with 26 seconds left. Which player was Wilson's intended receiver on the play? This one's a tricky one because even when this play happened, the entire world was like, why are you throwing the ball here? You have 6 inches to go. You have one of the best running backs in the game, and you're going to throw the ball? Anyway.
I don't know, Joe. I don't know any of these people.
Okay, let's find out. Did anybody come up with this one for number 5?
Thanks, sis.
Number five. I don't see a number 5 up here. Okay, let's find out what the answer is. Ricardo Lockett. Ricardo Lockett.
Oh.
Yeah. So those are our Super Bowl trivia, my friends. We are so delighted that you took part in that. All right. So, yes, Keith is on fire today. We'll give him that last one because I had no idea who that last one was either.
I'll spend all that pepperoni I had on my pizza.
Too bad. The smallest waist I've ever seen on a man. I'm embarrassed that I even know that.
That is T.O. I didn't know that was one of his claims.
I'll tell you what, T.O., man, he was like one of the most in-shape people ever. It's too bad that he and Donovan McNabb apparently didn't get along or something. I don't know what the issue was, but I think he was only with the Eagles for 2 seasons, maybe 2 seasons. Maybe it was just 1 season. I can't remember, but that could have been a whole lot better if they got along.
Yeah.
Kind of like right now. What's going to happen with Wentz? Carson Wentz, people. What's going on with Carson Wentz? Give us your prediction on that too, since we're all about football today.
Now, is he going to be starting next year? I mean, what's the deal? That new guy's going to be the starter? Is that what they're?
Well, that's what the question is. Is Jalen Hurts going to start, or is Carson Wentz going to be the starter, or is Carson Wentz going to be traded? There's the issue with trading Carson Wentz that I think he comes with a $45 million price tag that has to be paid. I think that's the number there. Can you imagine that? Let's back up for a little bit. A year ago, was it 2 years ago? I can't remember.
3 years ago.
I think Carson was coming off in a season where he was injured. So they signed him to, I think it was a $101 million contract for the next 5 years. I think maybe it was 5 years or something like that. Does that make I don't know. I have really struggled trying to put some of these numbers together with these people.
Yeah. And being that I'm as big sports, I'm as big into financial as I am into sports. I see that a direct correlation between that and my cable bill going up exponentially every year.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't get that money from people coming to the sitting in the stands.
No, they certainly did not this year, did they? Yeah,
$100 million, and that's something.
Right. Yeah, and Philly's
$100 million to get hurt every year except for this year.
Right, and then he didn't play the last 4 games.
Yeah. I want that job. I really want that job because I can be really horrible at throwing a ball, and for $100 million,
You can be the worst, right?
I don't care how big that guy is. He can throw me, pummel me, just completely plow me over. I don't care.
You only need it to happen once, and then you're out for the rest of the season. Or maybe
do it on the first game. I'm done.
Yeah, or maybe the rest of your life you're out.
Yeah, right.
Wow. All right, folks. I think we've come to the end of the rope here.
Yes.
The end of the line. Thanks for joining us.
We had a second, Joel. How's the house going?
The Pocono house.
Yeah.
Funny you should mention that, Keith. Actually, I will say, good update. The carpet is done in the basement. It looks great. The hardwood floors, well, they're what are they called? Not hardwood. They're LVC, some fake hardwood. It looks great upstairs. Just a little bit more. They have to put the baseboard molding around for that, but they're holding off because I want to get electric heaters to be replaced. So the flooring looks great. Flooring looks great. The kitchen and the bathroom, no progress in the last 3 weeks. Mainly because they couldn't get in there because of the flooring people were in there. But now there's like 2 feet of snow up there.
Yeah.
And I was just talking to the snow guys, the one guy yesterday, and apparently the snow got so deep that he couldn't use his pickup truck to plow anymore. So then he had to get like his bigger tractor with a front end loader on it to plow. But that blew a hydraulic line. So there's plenty of snow up there, which is why we need to go up. Stephanie was going to go up, but it's going to snow tomorrow. She's going to stay overnight. She and Caroline were going to stay overnight. So we decided to stay home this weekend because it is, quite a bit of snow up there. But it's going okay. We're seeing a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. Still some things need to get done, but.
So I should probably not make my reservations before May, I guess.
Yeah, I think it'd be safe if you wait to May there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's just around the corner. T.O. was with the Eagles for 2 years there.
Yeah. Thanks, Jim. I see that. I thought that was, and I think his contract was for. I don't know. I thought his contract was for longer than that, but they got out of it and something like that. So, Keith, we need to get done here because we are.
We're over.
Yep. We are over already.
We started 15 minutes early so we could have a full half-hour show, and you know what? We end up having a 45-minute show. But thanks anyway for stopping by, guys. Saw a couple of new faces today. That's great. Thanks for stopping by, and tell your friends. This is a morning relaxed show, kind of yap and have your coffee kind of thing. Not too heavy, not too. Although we were kind of heavy a couple of weeks ago, and we had like 500 viewers, but well, things have calmed down in the world right now, so everything's kind of nice.
The water has settled just a little bit, right?
Yeah, just a little bit. So anyway, thanks. What are we going to be around next week, Joel?
My hope is that we will have a show, whether I am here or up at the Mountain House. Next week. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Sounds great. Thanks, Rich. Good to see you.
Hey,
there's that whiny cat.
Hey.
That story.
Oh, chatty today.
Making a little cameo.
Very photogenic.
Yes, she is. Oh, I have to tell you, Keith, man, she loves watching TV. We had the Nature Channel on, like National Geographic, with the alpine and the wildlife and all of that.
Yeah.
Man, she's been glued to the TV watching those animals and stuff. And apparently, I didn't see it a couple times. She jumped up on the TV cabinet trying to get it, whatever on the TV.
They love to look out. It's just like her looking out the window, I guess.
Yeah, come on. So, all right.
Okay.
Let's get out of here, guys.
Thanks very much for stopping by, guys. Great show. Thanks for everybody stop by. And be careful tomorrow. And remember, if you go to a party, you can have a beer and put your mask back on. We're still in this thing for a while. So, try not to get around too many people. Be careful and Godspeed, as they say. So thanks for stopping by. And remember, you deserve a thought of your own.
So be in touch to learn, laugh, and live. We'll see you next week on Smack and Jack Live. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for stopping by.